All right, everybody, welcome back to Crow's of Judgment. It is your lovely host, Crow, and my wing is finally out of the sling. Um, it still hurts a little bit, though. But if you were tuned into the stream last night, we talked about this a little bit. Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, appearing to join Gotham's version of Antifa. And yeah, the title I think is a little hyperbolic. I would say a better way of framing this is Batgirl essentially writes a love letter to rioters in the United States. And we're going to do a third video today. We're going to cover Batgirl. We're going to cover the Batwoman show, the new actress, and everything, and some of the tweets coming out about it. But the final story that we're going to have on the channel for today's videos is going to be talking about the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia riots that happened last night. And seeing those and reading this preview of the Batgirl number 50 really is a little bit disgusting. Now, again, you could say she's joining Gotham's version of Antifa. Like, I mean, there's clearly a representation of Antifa in there where you have people dressed all in black with masks tearing down statues, and we'll get to it. But you can clearly see that whoever wrote this was not writing it for Batgirl. They were writing a love letter to the riots that have been going on for months now. And anyways, let's hop right into it. But before we do, please make sure that you subscribe to this video. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. It's a huge help in helping us grow. We did just get monetized, so feel free to reach out, drop a comment if you want to see anything covered on this channel. I'm more than willing to take a look into any story. Now, again, Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, appears to join Gotham's version of Antifa. I'm going to skip over their commentary on it for the most part and just read through the pages because they have 8 issues. They have 8 pages from the preview. This is the final issue of the Batgirl comic. I believe it's being canceled, and eventually it'll be back, but it's just. Gotham City Cemetery. Children are mirrors that show you your failures and successes. They shine the brightest lights into your darkest corners. You'll learn that when you have kids of your own. Dad, there was nothing you didn't try with James. He was ill and you aren't to blame. So her brother winds up dying. And for some reason, they decided to do away with him being a cold-hearted sociopathic serial killer and instead make him a cold-hearted sociopathic serial killer with a split personality who was actually really good. And he jumped to his death. I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess maybe because he knew that she was Batgirl and they had to I once had a brother who was complicated and messy. I hate him so much I want him to die. And now, you got your wish. I blame you for this, Batgirl. Don't move. So obviously she escapes. But then we go into this scene in which they're in a diner, right? And so this is Commissioner Gordon, right? And he's talking about how they need more police in the streets to combat the mayhem. And the response is a scorched earth policy isn't going to be helpful. So no cops, right? Don't put cops on the streets. Don't. That's not going to solve anything after this massive mayhem has occurred. And that'd be scorched earth, right? Which is funny because in the comics, Barbara Gordon sort of wants to be a police officer. This is so dumb. And then she just starts ignoring half the shit that he's saying. It's unbearable when you hear hateful words come out of the mouth of someone you love. I'm just hung up on this, right? The city needs a complete overhaul ever since the Joker took over the town. Everywhere is run down. Bad elements like Batgirl need to be lanced, meaning cut out. Which I learned last night. More police in the streets to combat the mayhem. That was hateful words, right? Hate blank, can't believe blank, blank, the worst. He thinks Batgirl killed his son. Why not just say I'm Batgirl? I don't know. It's so stupid. I get it's comic books and everything, but the idea that it's hateful to say that you want more police on the streets, that's scorched earth, and that's hateful rhetoric. Fucking dumb. Batgirl blank, the scum of blank. Do they even know me? I should tell him. Throw it in his face. Dad, shut up! Fuck, man. I'm Batgirl. Do you hear me? I'm Batgirl. Just fucking say it to your dad. Fucking shit, man. Privileged white girls, I swear to God. Even in comics now, they put the fucking Karen straight into it. I work so hard to do what I do, and when you put down my efforts with hateful misconceptions about Gotham or its citizens, or even Batgirl, it hurts me. Batgirl killed James. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. You do not get to blame me for James' death. I mean, didn't just say that. The death of an era is an opportunity to get rid of the old and usher in something new, something better. Maybe he does know that she's Batgirl, right? Like, but I don't know. Like, this just if that's the case, his writing's terrible. And here we go to Antifa, right? Like tearing down a statue. And someone pointed out, it's like, is that Bruce Wayne's dad? I'm like, maybe. Maybe. I mean, like, he was a wealthy white dude, so, like, let's tear down a statue, right? Take the time to re examine our heroes and maybe find new ones while looking at Antifa. I love that. I do fucking love that. That's what I said. This is more like a love letter to the rioters in Antifa than it is really her joining them. Um, I don't know if the protests will actually stop the gentrification of these neighborhoods. So the city was just like attacked and taken over by the Joker, right? And he took all Batman's gadgets and he went on this like insane crusade. He had his own bat suit that was like a Joker bat suit. Um, but the most important thing right now is the gentrification of Gotham, because it's better that Gotham is like a crime-ridden city where people die all the time, apparently. Uh, but who's to say what the best way to bring about change is? And is there one right way to do it? You know where they're going. I do like the leave the mom and pop stores alone and shit, but like, I at least there's representation for it. I became Batgirl on a whim, but once I donned the suit, there was no going back. It was a good way to do some real good, but have I? And so now she's like arm in arm. Oh look, um, she's arm in arm with the black people. Yay, Batgirl! I I do like that. That's what they highlighted here. Right, right. Oh man. But yeah, she's not like this. I wouldn't say is joining Antifa. It's definitely joining the protests as people are rioting around you. But whatever, whatever. How's this? What's it say? This city, whose city? Our city. Oh, okay. Peace signs, and of course the evil cops are showing up to attack them. During the clown wars, our neighborhood was hit hard. My name is Barbara Gordon. I'm the Congresswoman Alejo's office. I'm with Congresswoman Alejo's office. Take my card. We're trying to rebuild, but the landlords are working with developers to get our homes condemned. Can you help us? Oh, the evil landowners. We're just hitting like all the boxes right now. She isn't going to do anything. She's in their pockets. I hear you. Let's talk more. I want to help Gotham be better. Like your father did, I'll believe it when I see it. I mean, at least they're acknowledging that she is the commissioner's daughter. I've been listening to what Gotham needs my whole adult life. I've even put my body on the line for her. I, I mean, like, I want to point out, like, in Gotham, right, all the cops were, like, corrupt until Jim Gordon shows up. But now Jim Gordon's evil, I guess. Whatever. Batgirl's a great comic. Very progressive. These people put it all on the line, too, just in a smaller way. What? Like, going out and fighting, like, actual supervillains versus showing up and tearing statues down. I get it. I get it. They put it all on the line, too, just in a smaller way. I guess this is peaceful protester being taken away by the evil cops. A tiny action can make a big difference. I need to ask myself, how can I be a real service to the people of Gotham in a way that intersects my two lives? Thanks, but no thanks, dude. What's this? What's this? If I had a fixed address, I'd vote her out. Voting is a way to change things, Ryan. Let me know if you want help with housing. Uh, you know, this is my favorite comment though. Have to remember to talk to Alejo about the homelessness crisis and voter registration. As again, I don't want to be super hyperbolic on this one. I don't want to get like angry or rant or anything. I read this as like a love letter to the riots that have been going on for a long time, praising Antifa, specifically with this shot right here, in which she goes, take the time to re-examine our heroes and maybe find new ones. I mean, like it's a love letter to these people, right? And I mean, if it's kind of like lightweight propaganda because obviously it's not inserting our politics into the equation, but a lot of the comments here, like from Barbara Gordon, you can easily translate to the stuff in the real world from a very like progressive way of thinking, which is fine. But like to me, I just look at this as kind of like political propaganda being shoved into the comic, and then I'm like, oh, and they're doing it in the final issue of the book before it gets canceled. Maybe stop with that bullshit, and your books won't get canceled. Because like Barbara Gordon's an interesting character. Um, I do think that she was better when she was Oracle versus being Batgirl. I think that there are better characters that have taken that mantle, but it just seems like a mess to me. It's nothing that would really interest me. Nothing I think would be really good. But yeah, I'd say we'll see. But the series is being canceled, so how about instead I'll just say good riddance, and I'll see you in the next one.